She gives you every side of the story. Melissa in the Morning on Southern Connecticut's news and information leader. WICC 600 AM and 107.3 FM.
We have Jonathan Carbutti here of Carbutti Real Estate. So glad to have you back on the show. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So, Jonathan, I love the holidays. I get very excited for it. But when it comes to real estate, what should people be expecting? We're in November right now. Do people typically have their homes on the market during the holiday season?
Well, absolutely they do. You know, we really sell houses 365 days out of the year, 12 months out of the year. Believe it or not, historically, especially in the last 3 years, November and December have been two of our busiest months.
Really?
Absolutely. I actually bought my house and closed my home on December 20th.
Oh, my gosh. That's actually, as I'm thinking about this, Jonathan, we closed on our home in Milford 2 days before Thanksgiving. So that's very funny that you say that. I didn't even think about that as I'm asking you that question.
I remember closing our house on that morning on December 20th and packing the car and driving out to Pittsburgh for the holidays with my wife's family.
How funny. Because typically, Jonathan, you'll hear people say, you know, wait till the spring. That's when you're going to have a bigger market, so on and so forth. Is there any truth to that?
Well, you know, what's nice about the spring is that, you know, you have the warmer weather and, you know, everybody's proud of their garden and their yard and their leaves. The leaves are green and everything's blooming and everyone's in a great mood. Obviously, people buy on emotion as well. So homes, generally speaking, homes show better because you could show the outside.
That makes sense. But typically, when you get to more of the winter months, do people tend to drop their prices if they are sellers?
Well, you have to understand something is that regardless of whatever month it is, any home's going to get the highest and best offer and the most activity in those first couple weeks, first couple days, right?
True.
Because, you know, the demand is always going to be the highest in those first couple days because usually when the homes sell 3 days on the market, the person buying the home has been looking for 6 months or 12 months or longer, and they're looking for something very specific. And if your home meets that criteria, obviously they're going to move quickly.
That's so true. And so we're talking to Jonathan Carbutti this morning of Carbutti Real Estate, and we're in this time period where even post-COVID, I would imagine people are still really desperate to find homes because we're still coming out of a time, Jonathan, where are there as many homes available as they typically would have been pre-COVID?
No, we're still experiencing a low inventory here in Connecticut. Just to give you an example, last Friday morning we had put 3 properties on the market. And by the end of the day, the following Monday, all 3 were under contract with 2 of them over asking price.
That's amazing. Are you noticing that? Are a lot of homes going over asking price?
Some of them are. I mean, obviously, if the home is a shiny penny and it's moving condition, right? You know, condition-wise, kitchens, bathrooms, sell homes. You know, the condition of the home matters as well. So, but we are seeing multiple offer situations. We're not seeing as many multiple offer situations as we did a year ago or in August of 2021 when the average interest rate nationally was around 2.8%.
Sure. Now, when you talk about homes being available, what kind of homes are you mostly seeing are like going really quickly? Are we talking the boomers who are trying to get rid of their homes? Are we talking about the people who are, what demographic, I guess, is what I'm talking about?
Whether it's, we're seeing everything. The first-time home buyer home and the upgrader home are selling pretty much equally.
Wow.
Right now. Again, we just, one of the homes that we put on the market last week was in Bristol, Connecticut. And it was just, it was a starter home, 1,200 square feet, 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath, no garage. We listed it at $239,000 and it went under contract for $262,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because those homes are in very high demand right now. There really is a shortage.
So what if I have a listener right now who has had their home for 30, 40 years. They raise their children there, but they know they need to downsize. Here's the big thing that people are worried about is they're worried that, okay, I'm going to get a great price for my home. I'm going to get more than what I bought it for. This is great. Where do I go then? Are there places in Connecticut for them to go, or are they going to have to look outside the state of Connecticut?
There's definitely places for them to go here in Connecticut, but obviously, especially the person that's downsizing right now, I know from experience, they're looking they're selling their 2-level homes and their homes with the 13 risers, and they're looking for that 1-level living. And, those homes are scarce, so it's really going to be a matter of timing. The advice I would give to those people is to call us. Let's sit down and talk about your options, because you do have options. And there's certain protections and contingencies that we could put in those purchase and sales agreements to protect them.
And also on the opposite side of the scale, what if you are a young family, you are living in maybe a condo and you're like, you know what, I'm ready for the yard, I'm ready for the dog, we have another one on the way, let's just say, or my kids are starting in kindergarten next year. Is this the time that they should start thinking about where will I settle by the time they start the fall of 2023?
Yes, they should be talking to a real estate professional and coming up with a game plan. Absolutely.
So if you are that person, which I would recommend, how can they contact you? What's your website? What's your number? Where do they find you?
Very easily. They can call me at 203-980-6886, or they could text message me. I will pick up the phone. Most people are surprised that I do answer the phone on the first or second ring. And they can obviously go to our website at www.carbuttirealestate.com.
All right, Jonathan, I know we're going to be chatting again next week, and we'll dive a little bit more into what the real estate market is looking like for you, the listeners, and get more advice from Jonathan coming up here on WICC.